Hey guys, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, thanks for coming. For those of you who are new, my name is Jessica and I like to create videos about luxury, fashion, and beauty. And I know it's been a while, but I figured what better way to pick up than where we left off. So today we are going to be talking about a Chanel purchase that I made from Fashionphile. Believe it or not, I got a pre-loved Chanel bag, which is shocking because I would have never thought, right? Pre-loved has always been something that I said I would never do just because I felt like pre-loved was like a nice term for like used, which basically it is, right? For used or old, which are two things that I never appreciated. But anyway, so we are going to go ahead and discuss my experience with Fashionphile and talk about the item that I purchased. So if that is something that you're interested in, then go ahead and stay tuned. Okay, you guys, I have in this enormous box my purchase from Fashionphile. So it came in this really huge box and a Fashionphile dust bag. I will also say that this is my first ever time purchasing anything from Fashionphile. I have, before this item, purchased two other bags from a different pre-loved site, which I will talk to you guys about at a later date as well. But this was my first ever Fashionphile purchase, and I will get into why, pre-loved was not something I ever thought I would do. But first, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I got. So this is probably something that a lot of people have never seen before, because I know it's something that I certainly had never seen before. So I want to make sure I get the name right. It's listed on here. This is called the Chanel Caviar Chevron Quilted Flap Tote. So I was looking for a tote, right? A Chanel tote was what I was looking for. And I initially was thinking about the Chanel Grand Shopping Tote, the GST, which, just like this bag, is no longer being produced, right? So that was definitely something that was going to have to be pre-loved. And I looked at quite a few, and I thought that it was definitely beautiful. However, what turned me off from it was in the inside, unlike this bag, in the inside there were compartments, right? Which to me kind of, you see how there's no compartments here, which to me kind of defeated the purpose of what I wanted to use it for, right? I wanted to be able to put everything in here when I needed to. Like I wanted to be able to put my laptop if I'm going to work, or I wanted to be able to use it basically like as my like handbag if I'm traveling, right? Which right now what I use is the Neverfull, and that's like a huge bag. You can put everything in there. So that is what turned me off from the Grand Shopping Tote. So as I was looking for totes, I started to see this, and I at first was like, that's a weird looking bag. But honestly, like after like maybe less than a minute of looking, I was like, you know what? No, I actually really do like this. I really do like this. I will say that I thought it was going to be bigger. Even though I read the dimensions, but I just for some reason thought it was going to be bigger. Like when it arrived, which was just yesterday, I was kind of like, I don't know. It's not as big as I thought it was. And because it does close, right? There is a closure. However, in order to close it, you've gotta, like, you can't keep it this wide. So it's like, it'll still be able to fit a lot, but not necessarily a lot like on top if you want to be able to close it, which why wouldn't you, right? So, but yeah, this is it. I will say that this is probably the first item, for sure the first bag that I've purchased that when it arrived, that I'm not like 1,000% like, oh my god, I love it. I honestly have to say that I'm like, I like it, but I'm actually not 100% certain that I love it, because honestly I really did think it was going to be bigger, and for what I want to be able to use it for, I don't know that it's gonna like serve that purpose, because I just don't know that it's going to serve that purpose. For example, when I'm going, let's say when I am traveling, I do put a lot of things in my like handbag. Yeah, there's also the carry-on, but I do put a lot of things like in whatever bag that I'm carrying. And this is just not, I don't know that it's going to be big enough. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Which actually leads me to the reason why I decided to go with Fashionphile, because I actually saw this same bag on the Real Real, which I have never bought anything from the Real Real, but I have sold a few things on the Real Real. But as I was looking, I noticed that the Real Real was requiring, like, in order to be able to return if you didn't like the item, and I don't know if every single item that they have is that way, but the item that I was looking at, which was this exact same bag, was that you had to purchase like return insurance or something like that, which I didn't like, because I don't remember how much it was, but it was, I want to say it was definitely over $200. Yeah, I want to say it was somewhere around like $250 that you had to pay to have the option to return it if you didn't like it. And I thought that was strange. So I didn't like that idea. So when I saw this same exact bag on Fashionphile, I said, let me go ahead and go with them, because what I saw was, I think it was a 14-day return policy. So yeah, but let me tell you guys a little bit about the bag. It's a tote. This is caviar, and it's chevron, which I actually really like, because this is not something that I see very often. It's not like that, you know, quilted pattern, which I think is nice. It does have silver hardware. Of course, I would have preferred gold, I think. I don't even know that this style ever came in gold hardware. I don't know. But it's silver hardware. It does have a pocket in the front. It almost looks like it has like a little tiny classic flap like attached to it, right? It's got this pocket in the front, and then it also has the pocket in the back. Little tiny pocket in the back. And then, as I showed you, it's just one huge, oh no, actually, well, it is one big compartment, right? It's one big compartment, and then it's got the little zip pocket in the back, and two little compartments here in the front. The inside is very clean. The outside is very clean as well. It does have some creases though, as you can see here. It did not come with anything, right? So now that is a downside, right? It didn't come with anything. It did not come with the Chanel dust bag. It didn't come with the Chanel box, and it didn't come with the Chanel authenticity card. However, I felt okay still purchasing it because Fashionphile has the lifetime guarantee, right? So, you know, if I were to go take it to, they authenticated themselves, obviously, and then if I were to go take it to a third party to get it authenticated, and if they determine that it's not authentic, then, you know, I would be able to send it back. So that was the only reason why I was like, okay. And honestly, buying things pre-loved, even though it comes with an authenticity card, I don't know that that always guarantees that it is in fact authentic. I don't know. But also the fact that this is not a popular style, and I honestly don't even think that it was a popular style when it was still being produced, because like I've told you guys several times, when I'm buying something, I always try to do some research on it and see what I can find about the bag. I found not one video posting nothing about this style of bag. So, and I believe it stopped being produced, I want to say 2017. This particular bag is from 2016. I want to say it stopped being produced in 2017. But I saw nothing about it. No reviews, no nothing. So that kind of tells me that it wasn't a popular style, which to me also translates to it would not be something that like counterfeit people would be producing. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my thought on it. because as I was looking for totes, right, there were some other bags that I had seen that I remembered from when I was like high school age that I remember seeing, like as, you know, like popular bags and things like this. And this is not something that I ever remembered seeing. But yeah, so it's got feet at the bottom, which is really nice. So I don't know, I have to be honest with you guys. I am kind of, I am actually on the fence about this, which is shocking to me, because that typically does not happen to me. And I did think about it before purchasing it. I'm not really an impulse shopper. I really do consider things before I purchase them. So it's kind of shocking to me that I'm not like head over heels for it. I do love it though. I do like it a lot. So yeah, but I don't know. This is the bag. It does have 2 long straps. So I kind of wanted to show you guys. And then to talk about, so the only thing that it comes with, it doesn't come with anything directly from Chanel, but it just comes with Fashionphile certificate of authenticity. So for anyone who has never bought from Fashionphile, it just says, this item has been inspected by our team of expert authenticators and is backed by our lifetime guarantee of authenticity. So that lifetime guarantee of authenticity is what made me feel comfortable purchasing it, even though it did not come with the original authenticity card. So what else did I want to tell you guys about this? So the caviar, it's like, it feels kind of soft to me. It feels kind of soft to me. And the only thing I have to compare it to is another Chanel bag that I purchased, which is actually the first one that I ever purchased. It is a vintage, right? It is vintage. You know, I'm still getting used to saying like vintage and pre-loved, because in my mind, all I can think is like used. You mean used, right? But so it's a vintage bag. I would have to, when I do the video for that one, I'll tell you guys what year it's from. I can't remember, but it's certainly, I want to say like 20 years old, if not older. And I feel like the caviar on that is like much more firm. It's a little shiny, but it's much more firm than this one. So that was another thing that kind of surprised me a little bit when I got the bag. Was like, oh, I thought it was going to be a little bit more firm. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. But I do like it. You guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something that you would like, that you would purchase, that you would use. I just love the fact, not just, but one of the things I do like about it is the fact that it's like, it's not something that I've seen. It's not something that I've really ever seen, to be honest with you. Other than when I started doing my like search for a tote, and it's definitely not something I see on the daily, which is always great. I hate when it's like, when you just see the same repetitive stuff. So I do like that. Price, let me tell you guys the price. So I got it for $2,700, and then plus, of course, tax. So it was plus 10%, which was actually, I want to say, a good price. It's a little bit hard for me to really say for sure, because because like I said, this bag is no longer being produced. It hasn't been produced since, I want to say, 2017, and I have no idea what it was selling for back then. Right? It could have been less, because that was a while ago, and we know that, you know, price increases have been crazy recently. So I don't know what it was selling for back then, but I did see that the suggested retail price was $5,500. So, and then also just comparing it to other bags like this same style that I saw. So there's one currently still on Fashionphile. However, it's not this chevron print. It's like the quilted print that you always see. That one I want to say is for like $4,300, right? Now I will say that one comes with the box and the authenticity card, right? So that's of course going to add to the price. I saw another one on the Real, which was the one that I said, which was this exact same bag. That one is going for $3,000. It also didn't have anything. It didn't have the box. It didn't have the bag. It didn't have the authenticity card. I saw another one on a site that I'm not familiar with. I think it's called Yugi's Closet. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I also saw that one. It had already been sold by the time I saw it, but it sold for $500. Now, I don't know if that's 500 US dollars or what, because I don't know where Yugi's Closet is based, but either way, that's why I feel like I did get a good deal. I feel like it was a good price. And I think part of that, of course, is going to be because it's just, I don't believe it's a sought after style. So of course, if the demand is not super high for it, then it's not going to be as expensive. Because you think about it, look at the size of this compared to, you know, like a medium classic flap, which is like obviously super popular and people are always looking for it. And the price comparison as compared to the amount of leather that's being used for this, as opposed to like a medium classic flap. But yeah, I'm trying to see, is there anything else that I need to tell you about this bag specifically, or about my experience on Fashionphile? I mean, my experience on Fashionphile was pretty uneventful, I have to say, but that's not a bad thing, right? It was just, I saw it, I kind of had I had this one and another bag that had already sold. It was a different style, but it was also another tote. I believe that one was just completely open. It didn't close, but it wasn't the Grand Shopping tote. I can't remember the name. It was also a bag that I'd never seen before. So I had those two kind of like, I hearted them so they would be on my wish list. And when I went back and checked, the other one had sold. And I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, yeah, you know, I think I do really want this one. So I went ahead and got it before it sold, because it was showing me that it was in like 20 something other people's cart at the time. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think though, because I like I said, I am leaning towards keeping it, but it's like a different situation for me, because I'm not at like, oh, I 100% like need this. So that's where I am. But I liked Fashionphile, I have to say, just because of the fact that, I think it was the fact that I saw on the Real site that you had to purchase return insurance, which was like, that really kind of turned me off. I don't know. They probably also have a lifetime guarantee. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe they do also have that, but still, the fact that like, what if you receive it and it doesn't necessarily look like the pictures, or it's smaller or bigger than you imagined, or what? And if you didn't buy the return insurance, then you can't return it. I didn't like that. I will also say that I felt like this, when it arrived, it looked better than the pictures, which was actually surprising. I almost, when I opened it, I'm like, did they do like a bait and switch, like the opposite way, where it's like they're showing you something worse, but then it arrives and it's better? I don't know. Maybe they don't clean it up to take the pictures, but then before they send it to you, they clean it up. I have no idea. But I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. But I do feel like it looked better. It looks better than it did in the pictures. The condition of this was very good, right? So Fashionphile, let me just double check what their conditions are. So they have, okay, so they have flawed, fair, good, very good, excellent, new, and giftable. So I believe giftable is going to be, okay, so giftable is basically new, something that has never been used, but it has to come with either the original box, case, or the tags. And then new is, it says items appear unused, but it probably is not going to come with, you know, the tags or the box or something like that. Excellent is something that is clean and contains very little wear. And then after that is very good. And it says items shows some wear and signs of previous use, but still has a lot of life in it. And I would say that was pretty accurate. I'd say that that's pretty accurate, because the reason why I wouldn't say that this is excellent is because of that, the creasing that you're seeing here. And also because it didn't come with the box or the dust bag or the authenticity card. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. that very good is what I would consider this. But yeah, it just looks better. It just looks better in person than it did on the picture, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, that was my experience with Fashionphile. And so the reasons why I initially was like, I don't know about buying pre-loved used items, because number one, I just felt like, how can you, if you're not getting it directly from, you know, either the boutique itself or, you know, like a Saks, how can you guarantee that it's authentic? That part always threw me off. But like I said, the fact that they have the lifetime authenticity guarantee, that kind of eased that concern there. And then also, I always just felt like it's not going to be new. Like it's not going to be new. It's not going to be crisp. It's not going to be in good condition. But there are some that actually are in good condition. Of course, you can probably go all the way to the other end of the spectrum and find something that is really on its last leg, and the price would probably reflect that. But if that's not what you're interested in, there are some things that are in good condition. Like I would consider this to be in pretty good condition. Yeah, and then I just always felt like, well, I just like the experience of having something new. I like the fact that I know that like this is brand new. Like I'm the first person to use this. But I had somehow just gotten over that. So, and also the fact that, well, like I said, this is no longer being it's no longer in production, but they do have some totes. Chanel does have some totes that I see like on the website and things like that. They have not been of interest to me so far, the ones that I've seen, and the price also is not of interest to me. So there's that. But yeah, so I honestly have to say that I think I've been converted. I have no issue buying something pre-loved so long as there is that lifetime guarantee, and so long as there's the option to return it if it arrives and it's just not what you expected. I do think that that's really important. But yeah, so that is my kind of review of my Fashionphile experience, and kind of my, I guess you could call this an unboxing, even though I opened the box yesterday when it came, but you can see it's still got the tag on it. I haven't used it yet. Hopefully, you know, like I said, I'm leaning towards keeping it. If I do end up keeping it, I will let you guys know. And hopefully the bag works out for me, and I'll let you guys know what I end up, if it ends up serving the purpose that I need it for. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you like this sort of content, then please go ahead and like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you guys think of this bag. All right, thank you.